Hi there, my name's Mariah, and I'm so glad you want to learn more about our Frontlines ministry. Today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about why Frontlines exists, what characteristics we're looking for in our volunteers, and what areas that you can serve within our church. So the reasons Frontlines exists is because within the first 7 minutes of someone being on the property of a church, they are subconsciously deciding whether they're going to be engaged in the message and whether they're going to come back to that church. And so that's exactly why we put our Frontlines people into place, is because we want newcomers, first-timers to know that at every point within the first 7 minutes of their being on our campus, we want them to know that they are welcomed, that they're loved, and that this is a safe place to land no matter where they're coming from. So that's why Frontlines exists in all the different areas, so that they're the front lines of our church on a Sunday morning, which is just so cool to be a part of. So some things that we're looking for in the people that volunteer with us, we're looking for people who, one, obviously, this goes without saying, but have a personal relationship with Christ. It gets really hard to serve Sunday in and Sunday out when you don't know how you've been served by the King of the universe, right? So we definitely want our volunteers to have a personal relationship with Christ and people who want to serve from a cheerful heart. We're looking for people who are okay getting out of their comfort zone. Believe you me, I know how awkward it can be to take that first step or say to someone, hey, I don't recognize you. Could you introduce your name to me or remind me of your name? But we're looking for people who are willing to get uncomfortable and take the initiative and say hi to someone first. We're looking for people who are welcoming and inviting and just friendly. We want it to feel like when you're volunteering with Frontlines, you're welcoming someone into your own home. So just as hospitable as you would be welcoming someone into your house, we want that same feeling to happen with our Frontlines volunteers. And then obviously there are some things to be informed about. Usually when you have a name tag on a Sunday morning, people will find you and think that you know some things about church or how to answer some questions. So we obviously want our Frontlines volunteers to be somewhat informed. You don't have to know exactly what's going on, when, where, and why, but we want you to be equipped and informed enough to know who you can guide them to if a new guest has questions. So those are just some qualities. And then lastly, I'm going to tell you about some areas that you can serve. You've probably already seen them on a Sunday morning, but I just want to point them out to you. So our first spot is in the parking lot. We have our parking lot team. Honestly, this is where I say the introverts should go if you want to serve on Frontlines team, because you don't have to have any conversations whatsoever. You just smile and wave and welcome people onto our property. You're the first people that someone will see when they drive into our parking lot. And then next we have door greeters. Those are planted at our main doors and then also at the mixed doors. And then when you step into the building, we have our guest guides. And those guest guides are really just there to, again, welcome people, say hi, say good morning, and then take new guests where they need to go, whether that's just into the worship center, whether it's over to the coffee bar or Kids Life or to the I'm New table. But we have our coffee bar volunteers, which we know them, we love them. We also have our Next Steps corner, and the most important piece of our Next Steps corner is our I'm New table. And that's where new guests or first-time guests can go to get connected. And then transitioning over into Kids Life, we have an entire Kids Life Frontlines team. That's like kind of our subsection of Frontlines. But we have a door greeter for Kids Life, we have new guest registration, and then we have guest guides for our Kids Life wing because it can get confusing back there. So I know that was a lot of information, but I hope it was helpful. I hope it was encouraging. If you have any questions, you can reach out to myself, Mariah, or Carla Melton as well. But we would love to have you as part of our team.